everyone.
Hello and welcome to the Steve Calis Show. I'm joined as usual by my co-host Kevin. Kevin, are you okay?
Yes, I am, thank you.
Excellent news. George, are you okay?
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Great, that's great. So the Steve Calis Show is taking a new and exciting direction. We have been pretty aimless for the past
I hear
couple
we're
of
making
years.
it all about you. Is that true?
Well, I mean, I'm embarrassed to say it's going to be a lot more me focused, and not my idea. Yeah, the people called for
The
it.
only idea that you've never come up with.
No, the people called for it in a chorus in
Thank
the street.
you, people.
So what we're going to be doing is we're in a strange transitional period of our lives, me, Kevin and George, and we want to evolve. We are re-educating ourselves. We are finding things out about ourselves. We're having a very early collective midlife crisis. So the Steve Calis Show going forward will be the re-education of me. Each week I want to learn something new. I want to be a much less stupid man, and I want Kevin and George to help me on that quest. And what we're going to do as a trio is each week discover new things we learned about ourselves and how we're getting on in our sort of personal development. How does that sound, chaps?
Well, I think at 44, I'm way past my midlife crisis.
Yeah, it's game over for you, Kevin, in many ways.
yeah.
But George, there's so much hope for you still.
Well, George has become mysterious.
If that is your real name.
Dun, dun, dun.
You can't Jim the camera is not pointing at you. It's pointing at me now.
He's taken over.
Yeah. So this is one of my favourite sections of the show. This is, I believe, the nebulous question section, isn't it, George?
It is.
Nebulous questions. I got questions for you. I really should pay someone to write jingles for me.
What do you do better than anyone else?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Go on, Kev, you go first.
No. Let me. I need
You got to
to
steal
just
it from
stay
it,
on
yeah?
this one.
Okay, what do I do better than anyone else?
Come up with ideas, Stephen.
I am ingenious
Intellectual.
in
pirate.
myriad ways. My mind's like a steel trap.
He's an intellectual pirate.
Like Jack Sparrow?
Yeah, he is literally the Jack Sparrow of intellectual property.
I'm not unlike Jack Sparrow in many ways. The charisma, the hair, whatever. All this.
Yeah,
Oh,
with the hair.
the
running.
all the time. Running especially. Yeah, we're both athletes. The thing I do better than anyone. I mean, I suppose like the obvious one is, look after my family, love my family, love my son. Or I suppose like the technical thing I do better than anyone else. I'm a very good actor. And there was a time when I was younger where I was being, where I sort of offered scholarships, and I was like newspaper articles written about me, and I was, I was seen as someone who was going to go on to do big things in acting when I was a child. And then I discovered boobies and beer, and nothing, and that was my
ruiner of
undoing.
many a man.
Yeah, that was my undoing,
Although
unfortunately.
if you had kept acting, it wouldn't have been boobies and beer, would it?
No, it'd have been
Male
sausages and
bottoms.
ale, yeah. Sausages and wine, it would have been. So I can act pretty well. I don't have any, I'm not particularly skilled at any one thing. My hope, obviously, is to be the greatest podcaster that ever lived, but we're fucking miles short of that.
Maybe it doesn't have to necessarily be like a physical thing that you do.
Oh, mine's a physical thing.
Okay, go on.
So it's a bit slower now because I'm sans a few teeth. Eating quickly. I don't know where it's come from as a child, but if we're eating a meal, I can guarantee you, if you're not paying attention and you look up, I've finished.
That's because your ancestors were bears.
Yes, possibly.
Yeah, a bear mated with a Viking at some point and bred you.
Yes.
So,
And then that was that.
yeah. So eating is something you do. Is that what you're going
You're
with?
better at eating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
better at
okay.
eating. Really.
George, what about you? What can you do better than anyone else?
Be mysterious.
Oh shit! Yeah, right. Careful, guys. Careful. We're
Could mean
not going to
anything,
pressure you any
couldn't
further
it?
on that,
No,
George.
no.
No. Anyway, I love routine. Right, I love it. I love routine. I eat the same things
Doesn't
every
sound
day.
particularly mysterious, does it?
Sounds like autism. But go ahead.
I eat the same thing every day, the same thing every week. I leave for work at the same time every day. My alarm goes off at the same time every day.
Oh, that does not sound like that is.
No. Well, it's very organised.
And I
Yes.
like it as well. So
I'm
I
right
think
up
I
with
do that better than most.
Yeah, that's good. 'Cause it takes a certain level of discipline initially before it becomes routine. And
Maybe
stuff,
I'm
so it's
just sort of dead boring, I have considered that.
Maybe your skill is you're more boring than anybody else.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, well that was a fruitful discussion. Well done, George. Appreciate that.
Did we get an answer from you?
Yeah, mine was.
He's an actor.
Yeah,
You can act
no, I can't.
You can act better than anyone else.
I mean, Mr.
A
DiCaprio.
letter from Daniel Day-Lewis behind me.
Yeah.
No.
DiCaprio might have
I
some innocence.
had a real skill for acting as a kid. Podcasting one day will be the thing I do better than everyone else,
Right.
and I love my family better than any other man could probably.
What have we learned this week? Learning stuff is cool.
This is an important part of the show. This is why we're here now, because we're going to be evolving and learning together and learning to be better men academically and emotionally, psychology, all the ways that matter. Now, I've learned that there are really unusual side effects to autodidactic learning. And that is, I'm learning stuff that people learn in school. Right, and so I'm having realizations, and I'm having these moments that people had 20 years ago.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I finished reading this book.
No one is sharing your excitement for your.
Yeah, because everyone's bored of it decades ago.
We know.
Yeah, that's right. But I finished reading this beautiful book about like astronauts and the history of people in space. It's really good. And after the section on Neil Armstrong, I put the book down and I was like, Neil Armstrong, first man on the moon, is really cool and really brave. But like, I just his actual story of how like he was absolute, like the term "the right stuff" came from the sort of NASA selection process. They're looking for the people with the right stuff to send them to the moon because they didn't know what it was. They didn't really know how to do it, and they didn't know what it took mentally and physically to endure the process and survive it. And they absolutely nailed it. There were astronauts prior to that because there was a space race with Russia. Russia was way ahead with Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space, and they were just licking the Americans. And then the Americans went, because the famous JFK speech, which the way he says the things really annoys me because he goes, "We will put a man on the moon in this decade," and you go,
Right, yeah.
"Decade." That's because like he's high society, but he's also from Boston. So there's a real panic to, oh shit, we've got 10 years to get someone on the moon, and we've barely got someone into space. So then they sort of figured out how to do it. Neil Armstrong was brought in with not George Collins, that's my grandfather's name. Someone Collins. What's his name? Bollocks. So Collins, Aldrin, and Armstrong. They were the three. So Collins would sit up in the spaceship whilst the other two would go down on the lunar landing. Now,
That would piss me off.
to be the first man on the moon, just sit with that for a minute.
Even to go to the moon would be pretty.
Wouldn't you
pretty
be
wild.
a bit annoyed though, being the guy that gets there, does the lap, and watches the other two do it to pick them up,
and then be essentially forgotten by history?
and then nobody knows your name forever,
Yeah.
just because you were a
Well,
pilot.
I've remembered it. His surname's Collins because that's my sort of family surname.
Big ups to
And,
him for doing that.
Yeah. So Neil Armstrong basically is just as tough as hell. Nothing phased him. There was one pre-mission they went on, like a test mission, where the capsule they were in was spiraling out of control at hundreds of miles an hour,
Perfect.
and he was just, and the astronaut with him said he was just calm. Michael Collins, is it?
It's an Irishman, isn't it?
I think I'm reading about a book. I'm trying to use Google.
Oh, hello. This is very Joe Rogan of us. So I think it's Michael Collins, Buzz Aldrin, and
Brief interlude.
Yeah, just do a gap
all
there
these
for a minute.
crazy bitches be coming at me, won't leave me alone.
Michael Collins.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And so these three guys, imagine being told, because what I've been trying to sit with is, would I be brave enough to, one, go to space? No. And two, be the first man on the moon, the first people to ever do it. Because not only like the weight and pressure of the expectation of that massive moment in history, but you could be trapped there.
Yeah.
Because we're not really sure how to
Yeah.
whether it's
Or
gonna
even
work.
how sort of time works out there and stuff like that. You know? There's
Everything is
no idea.
unusual.
Yeah.
But they were surprised, like Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space, was surprised because everything started floating up at the capsule because of the gravity and stuff. And so I was learning a lot about that this week, and right up until modern day astronauts. It's because I'm so impressed with them because you have to be like highly intelligent, physically very strong, calm because shit goes wrong all the time, and you're you're countless miles away from actual Earth,
going
so
however fast.
yeah. So you just have to be a really cool head. So I've been learning
So I
about
could do
astronauts.
it. Is
I've
what?
got one for you.
You got the right stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it was after Gagarin. It was a Russian, and I believe again go around, do whatever they do when they're up there, and his went very badly wrong. I think on the way back in, and there is a picture of his very charred body, which was released. Obviously when the wall fell and everything, and Russia became. What were they called for a while after the USSR?
Oh right. So so you mean like when everything was opened up after the sort of Iron Curtain
well,
fell?
So they
and all
started
the-
releasing stuff there. They released a picture of the lunar lander that they never used, and they released a picture of the dead body of this Russian astronaut. And the Americans have released their papers saying we heard him. Like obviously all the the ham radio guys or whatever you call it in America, they heard him.
That's awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't obviously they didn't know what he was saying, but they knew it was a bad conversation. When it was translated, it wasn't great. Professional.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can find on YouTube right now, and I listened to it, and it's awful, because one of the early Apollo missions, the 3 guys were in the capsule just about to do a test, and and you can hear the audio of the guy saying, the guy said, fire, there's a fire in here, and then some, blank. And then the guys literally were
Just
burnt to
gone.
death
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
rocket.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's like the risk. And there's been so many astronaut-related
pod's
deaths.
still-
And obviously the worst one is the Challenger mission, because the part of what America wanted to do was send a teacher up into space, this woman, because they want to highlight how great teachers
watched it on
are and the
TV.
great stuff that they do. And essentially the woman had brought all the kids from the school in the classroom,
yeah.
went up in the Challenger rocket, and the thing exploded in the sky. So
I think
watch
I've
on
seen
TV,
footage of
It's,
it. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
the disbelief on a lot of them because they're like, obviously the camera angle at this point is underneath, so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can just see large white plumes, but then you're acutely aware that the 2 boosters on the side are now
Yeah.
going off in a different direction,
Yeah.
but there's nothing in the middle anymore. It's sort of gone off on its own. But they reckon they lived
What, the people in the Challenger that
for
exploded?
the next however many.
Oh, so
seconds.
basically because you've obviously got the body of the rocket and then the capsule where they
That they're
sit.
Yeah,
And
of
so
course,
actually,
yeah.
so what they
It's
do in
designed to
astronaut,
survive that.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It
what
did.
they do in astronaut training is they teach you like survival training because and it has happened lots of times where people have ended up hundreds of miles away,
Like Matt Damon.
like 100%
Yes.
like Matt
Yeah.
Damon, yeah, that's it.
And what's her face in Gravity?
Oh, Sandra Bullock.
Yes.
Yeah. Imagine the pressure of being like, I would get so. Imagine someone saying to you, Steve, the world's in trouble. Only you can solve
Yeah,
whatever the
yeah.
problem is. And I go, I thought the day might come. And we got to send you into space. Let me stop you there. That sounds really scary and oppressive. I'm a little bit claustrophobic. I've got really bad anxiety.
Going to open a door to breathe.
Yeah.
It's not going to go well.
yeah. But again, like,
Crack a
people that do
window?
like spacewalks and stuff.
When they look out the window,
There's
you
the-
can see the Earth.
What's the guy? Oh, there's one of the astronauts. His name was McLoveless or something. His name was. But there's a famous picture of him floating off into space with a sort of jetpack on, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's removed. He's so far away you can only barely see him, and that's terrifying. So what I've learned is astronauts are amazing. Brave, smart, strong, just pure courage. I couldn't do it. It's really, really scary, really, really brave guys, and some of the sort of history of it, which I've really enjoyed sort of learning about. And what about you guys? Kev, have you learned anything this week?
Okay, so we had a brief conversation the other day about this, and then we went on to conspiracy theories because we were just having a bad day. There's a real thing. I don't know if you heard it, the Russian woodpecker signal. So where Chernobyl is, when you see the pictures and there's like the red trees and they slowly become green again, and in the middle of it is like this just massive wire square mesh. Looks like a massive radio aerial. Nobody knows what the point of it was, and when they activated it, it just made a horrendous noise. Like there's a documentary on it. It's very strange. The guy kind of disappears halfway through the documentary. 'Cause people turn up in
Turn into a woodpecker.
No,
Or I've
no, I think
confused
he
the story.
was- Yeah, but they never. The Americans believed it was a Russian attempt at.
Cloning a woodpecker.
I don't do this to you. You know my train of thought.
Sorry, go on, sorry.
Enough as it
Yeah,
is.
go on,
It's something to do with they believed that they could bounce the signal around the radio signal. It was pre-satellite, blah 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 blah. So it was done in the 80s. They had this idea, but the Americans were like, it doesn't do that. All the weird because the Russians have built like the Ekranoplan and other weird shit they've built, which is so far out there in terms of their thinking for stuff. Like, and the same with the going to space as early as they did.
Yeah.
A lot of it involved just telling people to do it, and they did it whether they died.
Oh, Yuri, you're going to space. What does that mean?
Who?
Well, sit on top of this bomb, and we're going to launch you into space. Okay, fuck.
Ignore the 4 dead dogs in the background.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Poor Laika, the dog's name was. How sad is that? They sent a dog up into
you
space.
like this sort of stuff.
Didn't know how to get it back.
No.
It's still out there, isn't it?
It's still fine. Yeah, it's still
Yeah,
fine, Chris.
Oh, thank God.
But if you get 5 minutes, you get bored. Put in
That's
Russian
interesting.
WordPress signal and go into it, because when you really, because it's literally, I haven't paid any attention to it for a week, but when you dive into it, it's bizarre.
Yeah.
Because they started the chap in the documentary starts linking it to Chernobyl, obviously with it being so close and it going off and blah blah blah.
Right, okay, yeah,
and
I see.
if something was supposed to happen, and that the reason that the Chernobyl explosion happened wasn't because of the reasons they said.
Oh,
it
it
was
was
to
like a
cover
setup.
up what they were trying
Yeah.
to do.
Oh, I see.
And you're like, oh, we got 14.
Right, yeah.
Tinfoil
Okay, that's
hat,
interesting.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, listen, dive into that and let us know what you think. That's really interesting. George, what about you? What have you learned?
I haven't learnt anything this week.
Oh, threw it to you, and it
Yeah,
kept
yeah, sorry
flying
about
straight
that.
back
But
at
I
me.
do.
Mysterious.
But I do, yes, yeah. But I do have some information to help you learn about something.
Oh, so are you going to teach us
I'm
something?
gonna teach you
Well,
something.
this is, again, for the listener, will be part of it, us teaching each other stuff and bringing up topics to talk about.
Your manners.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So then we've
there
all
you go.
learned something.
Absolutely,
Well,
yeah.
apart from me.
Sure.
So, as you know, I went to an agricultural school.
I do.
Oh.
So it turns out I know a amount about agriculture.
Excellent.
So my tidbit of information is that pigs are one of the cleanest domestic animals out there, and they are one of the only animals that have a designated toilet area.
Oh, well, they themselves, they
Yeah, yeah.
prefer to shit in one place.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's my whole bit.
Thanks,
Oh,
buddy.
right. I like that.
Great setup from me,
Animals.
but bad execution.
They're paid to get rid of their bodies according to a certain London.
well, I was
Oh, yeah.
I was going to look that up and maybe go into that.
Like butter.
Yeah, I've heard that too. But that's interesting fact, George. And they,
didn't know that about the
do you remember like the old, the old sort of meme and chain mail you used to get when you were younger? Where it's like, dogs can't look up. Pigs can orgasm for 30 minutes. Yeah, that's one of those.
Well,
old
and
facts,
they
isn't it?
can't swim. I got told the pigs
really?
can't swim because they scratch their throat
Yeah.
when they try and swim, and they
Oh,
sort
I
of,
see. That's
you know,
really cool.
yeah.
Well, I suppose it'd never been in
Well, I don't think it's cool.
an environment. That's not what cool is. Very
I'm going to have to go home now and be like, Siri, can pigs swim?
yeah.
Yeah.
Can
I'm sure
dogs
I've
look
seen
up?
them like on the Jamaican Isle where they go
I
on
reckon
the
their legs
beach
are too little.
and they're swimming in the sea.
Maybe
that-
it was just
maybe a
something
different,
my
maybe
stepdad told
maybe
me.
a certain breed of pigs, but like the pigs you think of when you say pigs, the image that conjures, those little legs aren't taking
then
that
saying
mass
that,
anywhere. They go
Did you
to
know
the bottom,
hippos
aren't they?
can't swim? Hippos don't swim.
Oh, I
they
don't
basically
believe you.
run
I don't believe it either.
on the bottom of the. That's why they're vast.
Yeah, they are fast.
Is
Yeah.
they run underneath them.
Yeah, but I would say probably that they can swim.
I
So
would-
should we?
would have
So,
thought they did.
Agree to disagree.
This is just a fact that someone chucked out one day, and I was like, "You need to prove that." But
Yeah.
you don't see them on the top giving.
Yeah, but I presume they don't have like webbed feet. They have like hooves, don't
yeah,
they? Yeah.
They're underneath. Well, they've got little
dunno.
toes.
my lack
Yeah.
of hippo knowledge
Yeah.
is exposing me all of a sudden. They haven't got hooves.
Not hooves. They got like stumps.
Yeah, they're
Stumpy
like
feet.
the same. I imagine what an elephant has. It's
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
like
yeah,
three-
yeah.
Like slightly more prominent toes.
Oh,
But they're not-
Shit, I got to fucking Google that. Oh, we'll leave it up to the listener. We'll
George,
leave
the
it to the.
producer, please just do that while we're doing this.
Can hippos swim, George? That's the
Go
next
on.
one.
Google says hippos cannot swim or breathe underwater.
Whoa, okay. Kev
Yeah.
delivering the goods.
There you go. That's what you wanted, wasn't it?
That was very good. Yeah,
They
thank
are
you,
so
Kevin.
dense they cannot float. Instead, they walk or run along the bottom of the
I
riverbed.
feel personally attacked.
Yeah.
We didn't believe you.
Yeah, well done, Kev. That's a really good fact. So I would assume then size relative to their legs, it would be the same deal with pigs. The mass of a pig is too large.
What about Rinky Dinky Pig though? Because those ones that you see.
Oh,
in,
like the teapot pigs,
you
what
see
they
them
call
in
them.
Jamaica, don't you? They go out in they're swimming in the sea.
I imagine the littler ones probably could, but not like the big, British farm bastards
The
who
massive
fucking
swimming bollocks.
yeah.
Pigs are excellent swimmers.
Fuck.
So we've gone the other way. We know nothing. We know.
Well,
What have we learned this week? Learning stuff is cool.
look at us learning
yeah,
stuff.
right.
This is what the Steve Calis show should be. This is amazing. So that's what's the next section? That was really good.
Yeah.
Well, the next segment is just what have we done this week, and then it's going to go into sort of outro plugs and outro.
I have
So,
some.
yeah.
What have we done this week? Oh, what have we been doing?
Stephen, what did you do this weekend?
So, Saturday, I hiked 34 miles from Ham Hill to Lyme Regis, a sort of beach town here in Somerset.
Why?
65,000 steps, or 66,000 steps, whatever it was, 65, I think. Well, part of my journey to be the man that I want to be is to inflict resistance and discomfort upon myself, because I believe that life can be difficult, and if you let yourself get too sedate for too long, they can take you by surprise and make you very uncomfortable. But I also believe that there are important lessons we can learn about ourselves on the other side of struggle and discomfort. Now you can wait until life makes you uncomfortable or something terrible happens, and then you're too blindsided to take the lesson from it. Or you can, in a sort of relatively controlled environment, go on a quest like this to push yourself. And this time was really challenging. And like the first time we walked to Weymouth in November, and the challenge there was physical, because we'd never done anything like that before. My muscles were totally in shock. My missus had to help me in the bath and stuff. I was so bad my body was fucked. But this time my body was absolutely fine, other than blisters on my feet. But mentally I totally fell apart. The last 4 or 5 hours, I struggled to access the sort of the winning mentality that I've been nurturing for the last few months. I was fragile. I didn't have my phone because my phone battery died, so I couldn't listen to my podcasts or music. So I was alone with my thoughts and exhausted. So it was dark. I slipped into a really dark place, and it's fucking nighttime now. I don't know where I am, and I'm 4 hours away from my destination or getting picked up. But that's exactly why I went there. So instead of being too panicky and overwhelmed by it, I was thinking, okay, what is this? Where did this come from? Why am I struggling? Why is it so quick? Why can my brain access a dark place so quickly? It's because I haven't addressed it properly. So I was able to, afterwards, mostly analyze what it was. So it was a success in that I did struggle mentally. It was very, very difficult. And that's why we do it, because that resistance is important, because it makes you appreciate everything else, and you still need to be learning about yourself all the time, especially as a father. You need to be going, okay, how do I teach my son this and that? And
A little insider knowledge for you, George. It seems that Stephen spent so long trying to hone his mind on how to beat his own mind that he forgot about a little thing called navigation.
we got
you
terribly
went
lost.
Oh my god!
Well,
That's not a great.
He's very good at the walking. He's very good at the thinking. He's not very good at the finding.
Yes, Lyme Regis is not 34 miles away from Ham Hill, right? But that's the distance that we went.
Yeah, okay.
Because we got lost we got stuck, because basically we attempted what they called the Liberty Trail,
right?
Which is the Duke of Monmouth's men in the 16th century took this particular trail from Ham Hill to Lyme Regis to get news of wherever the impending sort of trouble was. So it's pre-designated. It's really beautiful, but the trail signs aren't there anymore.
Right.
So we got stuck in West Chinnock, which is only a few miles outside the Oval. We got stuck there.
Not a place you go that often.
No.
We got stuck there
I
for
wouldn't know where to
2
go from
hours.
there.
We didn't know where to go. We couldn't pick the trail up, and then we did. Then it would go missing again. So we were just being fucking dragged all around sort of Somerset and Dorset.
Did you ever do Duke of Edinburgh or anything like that? at school?
No.
Oh, okay.
To be fair, if Steve could go back now, I think I would. If I
Yes,
could go
me
back
too.
now.
Yeah,
I thought
absolutely.
I kind of had to. I don't really
For
remember.
people who
having a
don't know,
choice.
what is the Duke
I
of
would have
Edinburgh
done. Had
for?
my parents stayed together, they would have. made
Right.
me.
Well, yeah.
The Duke of Edinburgh was like an award scheme for challenges and stuff, wasn't it? Is that
Yeah,
right?
but it was majoritively known for
It's
doing
very
a
good to
long.
put on your university and your first job.
That's
stuff as
right.
well,
Yeah. It's like fluffing a bit. So I'm trying to gym my camera.
Yes.
I did Duke of Edinburgh silver, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they did it at my school. I just felt like it was sort of mandatory. I don't remember having a choice.
Because if I
Right.
remember rightly, you didn't go to Weymouth the way you wanted to go to Weymouth.
No,
either,
got lost
did
there
you?
as well.
Ah.
But then that's part of the you're right. That is part of the adventure. But we are very terrible at navigating. We almost drowned in a field because we crossed.
We'd laugh, but he's being serious.
Yeah, well, I can imagine at the
Honestly,
moment, to be honest.
it was actually like really traumatic because Tom was sure Well, we came to a cross. We picked up the Liberty Trail sign, and it said go left. But we were already on route going right. So I said to Tom, "We've got a very important decision now. Do we go left or do we go right?"
50.
Steve made a decision.
Yeah. And so, as a team, we decided to go right.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And so we crossed through this field, and it's massive. This field, and there's a huge river going
As
through it.
Navigator George was
And then
overruled
we,
again.
and we realised most of the way across the field that not only is this not the right way, but we're not supposed to be here at all. We
Right,
chose the wrong path.
yeah.
And then we started to sink
No, excellent.
because there'd
Oh.
been obviously been a recent flood. So
Yep.
and we couldn't. The entire field was boggy as fuck, and the closer you got to the river, so my shoes were waterproof, so I wanted to prevent blisters and stuff. But the fucking
They
water got in
filled up
over
with
the
water,
shoe.
yeah.
So and I was going, Tom, I'm going to die in the field. Don't tell my son I drowned in the field. I was really stressed and upset. And
Nowhere near the
Tom's
sea
little.
yet.
Tom's disappearing, but he's the field.
Yeah.
I'm going, he's the only one that can save me. And so other than those sort of misadventures, it was really fun.
When you were trying to set out like to task against yourself, perhaps you should just focus on the mental stuff and follow a map.
Yes, that would be. Yeah, I do need to, because now the physical side of it, because we've got Bristol coming up in a couple of months. That's the next big walk. That's about 16-hour walk.
Did you have a physical map?
No, well, we had like.
Why would you? There are signs.
God, what do I know?
Well, we had like it's Google Maps, but the Liberty Trail isn't on Google Maps, so you need a specific. We now know
Map,
there's a specific
like a
app.
physical,
yeah,
or just a
yeah,
physical
there's
map of
yeah,
it.
or a physical map. Yeah.
Did you ever do any orientation scouts or anything like that?
No, I was smoking weed, baby. I didn't
Yeah,
have
so
time to
that's
learn
why
stuff.
we did Duke of Edinburgh. Yeah.
No, I was too. I didn't do anything worthwhile in my teenage years.
Duke of
Or my
Edinburgh
20s.
was like 3 days without any supervision, just
That's cool.
walking.
Yeah.
You know, with my mates. It was
Yeah.
great.
Have you retained those skills? Would you say?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's fucking Bear
Never got
Grylls.
lost in West Chinook.
Yeah, I never did Duke of Ed-
He's not wrong.
Yeah, but overall it was a success. We got the big one is we got Weymouth coming up in a couple. Not Weymouth, Bristol coming up in a couple of months.
Okay.
That's about 100,000.
Is this a particular
steps,
route
16.
that you're following?
Just the A roads, just all the way up there. So the
So
route
would you
drive.
like to sit down with a proper map and plan this before you
Well,
go?
we shouldn't need to because the A roads.
Eh?
With any luck.
I know the
Well,
way.
yeah, we said that about Weymouth. Yes, right, yeah, fair enough.
I'm just thinking, preparation prevents
yes.
poor performance.
Yes, and Joe, we were more nice.
Yeah.
We were more prepared this time, but just not in the unexpected ways.
Like
No,
knowing where
you
you were
need to,
going.
like knowing where we are.
Nearly dying in the field and blaming Tom for it. I told you we should have gone this way, Tom. Tom's like, what the fuck?
That's exactly how that unfolded, Kevin. That is exactly how that unfolded. I was going, for God's sake, Tom, I told you we should have gone left. I was really, and
That was a-
and I was like, Tom, don't make me die in a field. My son will be humiliated.
Tom just sat there confused as Steve's foot comes onto his head. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll remember you as a hero. The nation will be glad of your sacrifice. So it was great. And,
Yeah, you had a good time apart from the last 4 hours.
That's right.
Yeah.
but
really
you were
dark.
successful, regardless of all this.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
nice,
didn't actually.
yes.
How much extra
Yeah.
distance do you think you covered?
So it was 34.6 miles, and it was 56,000 steps, and I don't know what other metric there is to.
Well, how many miles is it meant to be?
Oh, it's like 27, isn't it?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh
It's
my
quite-
God.
Yeah, that's really we
Quite
were
a
really
chunk
lost.
there, yeah.
Bravo, Stephen.
Yeah, really fucked up.
That's actually impressive.
Yeah. It
And
was
you still
really-
made it.
Yeah,
We
very
basically
late.
said, let's just walk almost like a third back and fucking go for it again.
Yes. Yeah.
I love this so
Well,
much.
Yeah.
That was a real challenging bit when there's a couple of times where we thought, we're gonna have to go back on ourselves and uphill, and it's just that's taxing because you've got no energy then.
I must admit,
Yeah.
when you do go the wrong way on that, seeing something you've walked past.
Yeah, it's just so demoralising. But my friend Tom is the right person to do it with. He and I used to be very best friends. We were inseparable. We were like brothers for so many years. And but whenever we see each other, we're able to sort of pick up that rapport again. So we can support each other. We can laugh, and so it's nice. It's the right sort of thing.
While
right sort
we're
of dynamic.
talking about walks, I think we should use this as a chance, as our friend is currently going to do one. This would be a good little chance to advertise it for him.
Yeah. So what is the details of
The
this?
details is, okay.
So this is a mutual friend of ours, Lee White, is going to do. I guess it's a sponsored walk, is it?
Yeah, I believe so. It's for the Skiboo at Dorchester. So he has said, so as some of you may be aware, I'm now a granddad again. Baby Ella Olivia Lamble was born 6 weeks premature and spent several weeks in Skiboo at Dorchester. Hannah, Jack and baby have received the most amazing care while staying there. This hasn't gone unnoticed, and as a thank you for everyone's hard work, I would like to raise some money to donate towards the running of the unit, which relies heavily on people's donations. So he's going to walk from Yeovil Hospital, I assume, to the Skiboo unit at Dorchester Hospital, which is roughly 25 miles, 35 if he does it Steve's way, and I'm hoping to do this in around 8 to 9 hours. He'll be setting up a Just Giving donations page very soon, and it would be amazing if you as friends and family could donate as little or as much as you can.
Okay.
So, just for some information, Lee is my age. He's a lot fitter and weighs a lot less, but he's still a big old unit.
So what does it have? So what we'll do is when this episode goes out, so Lee White is a especially good friend of Kevin's. They want to raise money for the Blue Skidoo unit in Dorchester. What's it called? Skidoo. Skiboo. That's a word. Yeah. You're saying it as if it's a word. What?
It's a special care baby unit, you nipplehead.
Whoopsie. Okay. Our mutual friend Lee White is raising money for Dorchester Skiboo. Fuck. Jesus Christ. Skiboo.
Say special care unit.
Okay.
Your special ed.
Special care unit. Where's the B come from? Oh, baby unit. Oh, right. Special care base. So it's SCBU.
That's an intelligent fucking man.
So-
SCBU.
Yeah.
Special care baby.
I'm not sure that automatically turns into Skiboo.
Special care intensive.
Special care intensive
Skiboo.
baby unit.
He's put.
Oh, sure. I reckon that's Skiboo. Isn't it? Or at the very most.
If it.
Skiboo. I reckon we glossed over Skiboo too, because that's SKABOO, isn't it? Skiboo. I was like something from fucking like.
No, because if you put the skr in there, you start going fucking.
Yeah.
Just shut up, Stephen. And say special care baby.
Right,
unit.
okay.
Let's get this man some fucking money.
Okay, so our mutual friend Lee White is raising money for Dorchester's special care baby unit. Soon he's going to be setting up a sort of Just Giving page. He's going to do a walk from Yeovil to Dorchester to raise money for this wonderful cause. In the episode notes, you will find the website and the link for the Just Giving page when it goes live. So good luck, Lee. Good luck, everyone involved.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's well, Kev, it'll be you. Reflection on the last week.
Oh yeah, so reflection on last week.
Yeah, have
what
you
have you
done-
learned?
done
What have you gleaned? How have you been?
I've learned patience this week. Obviously, work and trying to move forward in my life, and Harper's having new developmental stuff.
Harper's Kev's nearly 3-year-old daughter, or 3-year-old daughter.
3-year-old daughter,
Yeah.
/carer, /parent, depending on what mood she wakes up in the morning.
Right, I see.
Yeah, she's a powerful little female. Now, I've raised 3 females, and it was quite easy the first 3 times around. This time, not so much. Parenting's changed. That hasn't helped in any way whatsoever, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yes.
The way we were parented is not the way you do it now, it turns out.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I've learnt a lot of patience.
That's good.
Oh, I've also learnt that high-pressure jetting does a lot of damage to people.
High pressure jetting.
When you see people jetting drains and all that jazz.
Oh, right,
I do
right.
that work sometimes.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
Yeah,
It
they use
does.
it in riots and stuff, don't they?
No, not that, because it does that to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've seen them use the fire.
Yeah.
So that's just a hose. A jet
Right,
is
right.
literally it's a pinpoint.
Right, yeah,
action
yeah.
that they use. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see.
So it's quite.
Yeah, you can like engrave metal with them and stuff,
Yeah,
can't you?
yeah.
Or cut metal with
Yeah, because
with water.
I do it about once a month at work, but I didn't realise quite how damaging it was until the chap whipped out the pictures. Oh yeah, look at these.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was quite cool.
That's good.
Bad, but cool.
That's good. Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, nothing negative.
Yes, I know. Yeah,
I
always.
know, right?
There's always a sense of anxiety when I throw a question to you.
Yeah.
So because you're always
I
a
like to
bit
keep you on your
of a
toes.
Debbie Downer, and George
I'm not
often is
Debbie
mysterious.
Downer, I'm a realist.
George, what have you learned over the last week? How's it been for you?
It's been okay. I can't tell you too much.
Of course you can't.
Because I'm
I don't know why would you?
mysterious.
Yeah.
I met up with some friends I haven't seen for about 6 years, and it was actually really nice to see them. And they really
Did you manage to ease back into your old relationships and stuff? And was
Yeah,
it
yeah,
easy
they were really good. Yeah, and they were just like it was
Had
like
everyone moved on with their lives? And
yeah, I mean, yeah, 6 years at well, I guess we would have been sort of 25. So 25 to 32. That's big differences can happen in your life. in
Yeah,
that time.
definitely.
Yeah, so
Mate, 31 to 32 a lot.
Yeah. Life is coming. It don't stop coming. Won't turn around and hit the ground running. Doesn't make sense. That's good for fun. Sorry, George.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So it was really nice to see them, and it's really nice to know. The thing that I learned is that, like, if you have, it sounds a bit cliche, but when you have real friends, doesn't matter if you don't see them for 6 years. You know, they're still cool when you see them.
Yeah.
And it was a bit weird, you know. Hello,
Yeah.
hello.
Mark, is it?
Firstly seeing you
Yeah.
now. But yeah, you know, they welcomed me with open arms, which was really nice.
And it's nice that you were sort of mindful of that, because it's
Yeah.
nice to. One thing I think everyone should be relatively mindful of is when things are nice. A saying I overuse is you spend so much time focusing on the red lights that you miss the green. You know what I mean? Because you can always remember the last time that light went red, but you'll never remember the last time it went green. You know what I mean? And so I think it's really important to. I enjoyed that. I was among friends. It was warm, funny, nice, and I'm taking that memory with me. I'm not just dismissing it. So that's good.
Yeah. I definitely feel that. Yeah.
So anyway, that's it. Kevin, thank you for joining me today. Really appreciate it. Have you enjoyed it?
You're welcome.
Excellent. George, have you enjoed it today?
I have enjoyed it. Yeah,
It's been good to see you both. It feels like this is a lot better than the one we scrapped from last week.
Sure, yeah.
So that's good. Listener, thank you so much for listening or watching the Steve Calis Show. I really appreciate it. If you can head to Spotify and click the follow button and leave us a 5-star review, then that helps us sort of realize our dream of becoming professional podcasters. That's why we're here. We're here to learn. We're here to sort of grow and develop and laugh and have fun. And and we need your help to get to where we need to be. So I've been Steve Calis, he's been Kev Harris, and he's been George Gunton, the mysterious George Gunton, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.